So in being told that, we were kind of like, okay, like not the best news, which meant that he couldn't breathe by himself at night for the rest of his life and would be dependent on a ventilator machine. Taking all of that in was a lot, and you kind of go, okay, well, it is what it is, and we'll get home and we've got all the support of our family and friends, and we'll get through it. It's going to be really hard, but we've got them. So the biggest blow for us was then they said, you can't go home, you can't return home. So that probably hurt more than that did. So you've got a house with like a nursery waiting there and stuff, and we never came home. Tom came back up to pack up the house because it was too hard for me, and Tom was working away at that time, so it was really lonely. So when Archer falls asleep, his brain starts to forget to tell him to breathe at all. So there's no breathing at all. He completely stops. So Archer's totally reliant on a ventilator machine, a portable one, to deliver those breaths for him. Catching up with Caroline and Mark one year, they mentioned that they were fundraising for some critical care paediatric backup equipment for transportation. And I was like, oh my God, that's part of what we need to get home. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, we need that to be able to safely transport Archer and that can support a ventilator to go to the hospital, and currently there's nothing there. So who would have thought that all these years later, the amazing community got together and fundraised to get that equipment, which became almost one of the final pieces in us being told last year that we were able to finally come home. So when we go to bed at night time, we get ready. Archer takes off his speaking valve, which helps him talk. We put on his ventilator machine. He then has a SATS probe attached to his foot every night. And we turn on our humidifier machine. And then we have a carer that starts from 9 o'clock, and her job is to watch him through the night, keep an eye on if it's OBS, because he can disconnect from it when he rolls over. If he rolls over too quickly, the whole trachea can pop out and they need to put it back in. With his bowel condition, he can have 1 bowel motion a night, he could have 12 bowel motions a night. So they're just there to make sure that he wakes up in the morning, really. It's hard to think that he is suffering from a condition that can take his life in a heartbeat. He definitely makes me pretty proud of how brave he's been. You've been pretty brave, huh?